welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of Real Housewives of New York City.
Yes, we did.
I said Real Housewives, not The Real Housewives.
Yeah, Real Housewives.
I almost thought, like, should we start over? But I realized it's not start overable.
It is not.
It is not.
It is not.
It is not.
It was a good episode.
Yeah, I thought so, for sure.
Yeah, comparatively.
I mean, compared to the ones we've seen of Potomac and Beverly Hills this week, I think this was better.
Definitely wasn't filler like those other two.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't 2T saying Salt Lake was a bit filler? Or was that... No, we haven't heard their Salt Lake episode.
No, they're saying that Beverly Hills was filler. Yeah.
And then Tamara said it was disgusting. No, I'm kidding. I like how Tamara says that. Anyway, neither here nor there. This was a good episode. They're still in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
And
day two.
Only day two?
I know, that's right.
God.
Turn the page.
I know. Get over it already. No, and what did they do? They went.
Where did it start?
Yes, if someone. I just want to jump straight to Ubah being crazy. I shouldn't say crazy. That's not nice.
No, not after the whole Bobbit thing.
No,
that's where it started.
Oh, that is where it started. They're talking shit on the patio.
The 5-minute drag, basically, of like, let's dissect Jessel's life and how it's wrong.
Yeah,
I was here for it, and I actually liked Jessel in this episode, but it was really funny how they like just like and this and this and this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it's. I mean, yeah, it's not I think the best quality to have, but I don't think there's anything really wrong with maybe talking a little smack behind your friends' backs in there. I mean, if it's done from a place of love,
right? I mean, at the end of the day, they're still her friends, but they were like pointing out things. The gist of it was that Jessel, since becoming the fan favorite last year and getting more fame with the show, she, is really on all the times, it seems, in terms of like glam and like, let's have a photographer, let's sell these pictures of my birthday to People magazine.
She had her teeth done and she got all that, so she had her second season glow up.
Yes.
Which is, isn't unusual. It's not like she went out and got, a giant breast job like Wendy did on Potomac,
Look,
no,
Happy and Ness.
I am all for because even with us doing this podcast, like seeing ourselves on camera and seeing, I edit this every week and I'm just like, oh, I gotta make sure I sit a different way.
Oh, totally. Yeah, we gotta go to the gym.
All these things.
Do.
We really do. But like that's what makes me go get my hair cut more often is I'm like, oh, if my hair gets really bushy, I don't want to be up here that looks like I got a bald spot. I don't want any of that.
Bushy. So, no, it's straight like Jenna's pubes.
I do not have Jenna's pubes for my hair.
That's Jessel.
That's Jessel. Yeah. She's self-proclaimed. But
it was just really funny.
Nothing wrong with that.
I like that they called it back. And I like, because I like Sai, would not let it go, how Pavitt called her bipolar and a bitch.
Right.
And I'm glad that it was like, I didn't notice that she was ignoring him. So really her ignoring game is pretty strong.
Right. She said it herself. She's like, Jessel hasn't said anything because she hasn't noticed.
Right.
It's like, why would she?
Right. Of course, Annie will bring it up on in the reunion, I'm sure. But yeah, I too would say, screw you, Pavitt. And he never apologized for it. Never.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like that she is like, screw that Dory-looking mother.
I don't stop enough to think. I mean, I do. I've talked about it with Chris, my friend Chris, a couple times. But like, I never really stop and think about what people say about me when I'm not there. Like, I don't really. I mean, I'm sure I would care. I think it was done in a context of like, we all do impressions of each other. Like, I have a Jeff voice, and it's not accurate. But like when I'm telling stories about you, it's like, oh, I don't want to go do that. Like. It's usually something like that. Like, oh, I don't know. Like, but it's as...
That's not my voice, though.
It's not. It has nothing to do with it. It's not a good impression. That's what I'm saying. It's just like, we all have our things. So I think I asked Chris at one time, like, what's the Scott voice? Like, when someone's like, and then Scott was all, like, and I forget what the Scott voice was, but it's absolutely irrelevant. I'm just saying, like, I don't really think about what people say about me when I'm not there.
Are you that kind of thing that kind of person who says what people are saying about me behind my back is none of my business?
No, it's definitely my business. Like, I mean, I would be, I think for me, like, I'd be curious to know what it is, but I know that I don't have thick enough skin to like actually like take it in and be fair about it. So I'd rather just not hear it. Like, I assume you're talking crap about me, but I also feel like I'm genuine enough where like anything that you were saying about me is accurate and true if you know me well enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I am not that person. I obsess about what people might be saying about me, and I would think that it's wrong and that they're assholes. But I still want them to like me. It's this weird thing of like, I don't like people, but I want them to like me. And I obsess about like little things. Like I was telling you about that encounter with our neighbor the other day. Yeah. And I'm still thinking about it. And
that wasn't the other day. That was like 3 weeks ago. Longer.
No, it was right after Christmas. So what happened was, this is so quaint and suburban. We all give neighbor gifts, but like no one else ever wants to like actually run into the neighbor. It's like, let me tiptoe up to their porch, drop it off, and then run away. And we only know it's each other because we all have Ring doorbells. So,
I don't ring the doorbell.
No, we all have Ring.
Oh, we all have Ring doorbells. Got it.
Oh no.
But like, no, I went up there very quiet, like slid it through their door, like wedged it in the door.
We gave our neighbors gift cards,
crumble cookies.
Yes, and so. One neighbor gave us a lot of stuff, like that huge basket and like the
chocolates
Prosecco.
and the Prosecco. Oh yeah.
My sister.
Oh,
she would enjoy it. Yeah. And so after Christmas, because we were away, we come back and like she's driving up and I'm going to the mailbox. Wrong time for that. And like she stops her car. She's like, "Hey Jeff, thanks for the crumble gift card." And I was like, "Yeah." And I was about to say thanks for the cookies too, but I was like, crap, she didn't give us cookies. So I was like, yeah, this was, and I didn't thank her enough for the Prosecco and the huge gift basket.
Well, keeping what everyone gives us is also tough.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if I said it loud enough. But I just switched it. Yeah, those cookies are great. They're thick, and yeah. And then she was like, "All right, I'm gonna drive off now," basically. And I was like, "Happy holidays," and I'm like, "Oh, it's just Happy New Year."
Yeah.
But I'm still thinking about it, and like I haven't encountered her again, and I really want to. So I'd be like, "Hey, so and so, we really like that." I don't know what I would say, but
I think you would just make it worse if you said anything now. So I think there's two things that need to be mentioned. One is that they're crumble cookie gift certificates, and we barely like crumble cookie. Like we want to like crumble more than we do. Like we keep going back to crumble thinking it's going to be different, and then it's not.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah, they're not that good of a cookie. No. And the other thing that I don't think is going to be giving it away, like we have two different neighbors named Cindy or Cynthia.
Yes.
And it's one of those things where like, we don't talk to them enough where we know for sure.
Oh, I know which one is.
Oh, I know which one's which, but I don't know for sure. Like, it just doesn't feel real that we have two neighbors named Cindy or Cynthia.
I don't remember their husbands. That's what I don't remember.
So at the same time, I'm like, am I misremembering that her name's Cindy? Like it just doesn't seem like anyone's name is actually Cindy anymore either. So let alone Cynthia, I'm just like, so weird. So yeah, that's my whole thing too. Is I was just being worried about naming them wrong.
And what's also funny because we didn't put like names on the little envelopes, but like everybody else put our names on their gifts.
Oh.
Everyone knows our name.
Well, we're the two gay guys who live at the end of the street.
But like the fact that it's like Scott and Jeff, like I mean, it could be they could say they even spelled it right. You know what? Too. Oh my gosh. So like last year, Cindy misspelled my name, and she felt so bad about it. Like she brought it up.
Remember that? Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man.
Well, you're just a dick.
No, I'm literally playing in my mind. Like, how loud did I say thank you? Or was I just like, yeah. Man, it's going to keep me up at night. Okay. How do we get here?
Talking behind Jessel's back.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I really have a problem. Because, like, I know, like, that group of friends, like Ben and all them, they talk, that's what we do. Like, out of love, we talk shit about each other behind each other's backs. Like, when Ben's not there, we talk crap about him. And when Todd's not there, we talk, all that stuff. So, like, that's what we do. But at the same time, I would say the same stuff right in front of them. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think and again, that's the thing. I don't think that what they were saying necessarily, they wouldn't have said in front of Jessel.
Well, the puppet stuff.
Didn't say in front of Jessel.
They wouldn't say the puppet stuff out. It seems like they're more like friends. I mean, Erin's whole thing, which was hilarious, of like, you can see that, Abe and I, we have sex, but like Puppet and Jessel, you can't imagine that. It's true. That was a little low.
Well, that was the weird, even Brynn bringing up that whole, like, what Jessel said about the love of her life not being her husband.
Oh, and some random African-American guy.
Yeah. I mean,
who she couldn't be with because he was an Indian.
Yeah. I mean, that seems a little like digging through the dirt for something
I would
to
be
say.
pissed if I was Jessel. Yeah.
Yeah. But see, I guess that's the thing too. Like, I do tend to say whatever I would say behind your back to your face.
Oh, yeah. You're very blunt.
Not only if pressed about it, but I think at the same time, like, I think they could have said these things to Jessel, but like, why ruin the vacation? I think that's where they're at with that. They don't want to like create a bunch of extra drama. They just want to have fun. Right. So, but yeah.
It seemed though kind of out of nowhere. Brynn was like, you know what? Now I'm going to tear into Jessel.
Very out of nowhere.
Yeah. But also just like her strategic chess playing.
Yeah. But she did explain, though, that she used to, all last season, that's what they did. And she said it's not, she doesn't feel good about it.
Oh, but, the three of them were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it felt nice that they were doing it.
So. Yeah.
So,
bonding moments.
Yes.
So they shit talk Jessel a bit. And then they go to dinner later on. Is that what happens?
When did Ubah wake everyone up? Was that after dinner the next day? When?
Oh no, that was after dinner.
Okay, yeah.
Was she inside?
Didn't they go out and do something? They didn't go shopping. They didn't go ATVing. That was Salt Lake.
I think it was dinner. I think we went
straight to dinner.
Yes, so it was a very awkward sprinter ride. Not as bad as Salt Lake,
no.
But apparently. And she didn't like wish death upon her, but she was just saying it like, I hope you die or something,
Well, because they were making a big deal about her having the light on and, like, oh, the driver needs to ski. And she's like, I don't, like we could die. I don't care if we die, that sort of thing. That's just.
The thing about Ubah, like, I don't get, she is very just like the strong reactions. And it just seems a little like.
They're erratic.
Off. Yeah, very erratic, yes.
And it's like you can't tell what's going... Like, it just seems very unpredictable as far as, like, what she's going to take umbrage with and what she's not.
Like, you get it to a certain extent. At dinner, she wasn't feeling well, and Brynn was obviously poking at her, trying to get a reaction and make a scene and make a moment. And so she was like, screw you. I'm just sitting here minding my business. Don't focus on me. And also, I think what you're doing is crap, because that's going to get into the whole, like, Jessel stuff at the table. But it just kind of like amplifies, like, I'm not feeling well, to like, oh, now I'm really pissed off and I'm gonna like rip you down. And we'll get to the whole other part of the sprinter ride. Yeah.
But I do agree with Brynn in the fact that like they're all there at dinner, like they're like, and for Ubah to say, like, I'm minding my own business, what do you care? It's like, well, I'm here to do a show. I don't know what you're here to do. But like, if you're just going to show up and collect your paycheck by being on your phone and pouting at the end of the table, don't be here. Don't collect your pay, or just go back to the hotel.
Right.
Like,
if you're not feeling well, yes, right. I would have. Yes,
you're bringing the rest of the table down. Is what I think Brynn was trying to say. Although I think the same argument we made that Brynn, you being so up in everyone's business, is bringing the table down as well. Yeah.
But also, those dinners are filmed for so long. I think probably maybe Ubah got bored and was like, whatever, I'm gonna be on my phone where like nothing's really happening,
right?
And they're waiting for something to happen so they can like let us leave this table,
right?
And she wasn't feeling well, but still, yes, at some point you could like, I'm about to like pass out or I'm gonna throw up, guys, can I like get a separate cab home, and then they could have talked about her when she was gone.
Well, that was one of the things that Brynn was talking when they were talking about her back with Sai and about Jessel, was she was trying to but she kept telling Erin that deep down Jessel doesn't like her.
Yeah,
that's what they were bringing up, I think, a little bit at the dinner table as well. I don't know. I don't know that it's. I mean, I can see it.
You don't think Jessel likes Erin?
I think in the sense of like, what show is that? She's just not, Erin's not Jessel's type of person.
Oh, Cynthia said that.
Yeah. Was it Cynthia?
Yeah, she said it on that podcast.
No. There was an episode where of a different series where it says you're just not.
Oh.
It was Jackie and Teresa, wasn't it?
No, actually it was, Cynthia was on 2Ts and she was talking about how Garcelle doesn't like her, and Cynthia just said, like, not everyone's for everybody.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, I'm thinking of something else, but I won't take the time here. Well, think of it the minute we stop recording. I'm like, no, it was New Jersey or whatever it was. But anyway.
It wasn't New Jersey.
No. I mean, Real Housewives New Jersey. I think it was Teresa and Jackie talking about each other. You're just not my type of person.
Oh, right.
You're not my people.
Right.
That sort of thing. And I think that deep down, I don't think Erin and Jessel are necessarily...
Oh, wasn't it Jackie and Dolores?
Yeah, I don't think
After, like, Margaret showed Dolores that thing about...
No, it was something else.
Okay.
But anyway, I'll figure it out. But yeah, I think deep down, like, Jessel doesn't think that, like, I don't see Jessel hanging out with Erin and just having a fun time. I think they get along and they, like, would superficially do things, but I don't think they would, like, be able to, like, really hang out and just chill together. I don't think that they relax in the same way.
But you know what? I don't think they're besties, but I think they were, like, pretty decent friends, pretty good friends. That's the thing that, like, and I've said this before, the alliances shift so quickly within episodes. They're like, I'm so close to Jessel. Like, I'm so close to her. I'm so close to her. And it's like, I don't understand. I don't really get that. But whatever. I'll put that aside. I said it before. It was very mature as they get back home for Jessel to go to Erin and be like, I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to go backwards. Like, we're in a good place. Let's keep moving forward. You know, I'm sorry if for blah, blah, blah and whatever. But going back to the table before she gets to that mature place, that whole like back and forth, like, shut up. No, you shut up. And, you know, Erin should be like, shh.
well, and that's the thing is that, like, you know, I think Jessel did come a little strong at the whole, you know, kind of getting on Erin. I wasn't even that mad. And it's like, Erin's like, well, you told me you were mad. You literally said it pissed you off.
Yeah.
And yeah, I get it. You moved past it. But like, don't sit here and say that like you weren't pissed off about it. You said you were pissed off about it.
But then it's interesting how Erin said that Jessel's backtracking because she's afraid of Brynn.
Right.
Which I could kind of see that.
Well, I mean, I could see, you say something, you give Brynn any sort of fuel, she's going to go ahead and light the fire.
Brynn brings grenades, whenever else is bringing, like, butter knives.
Yeah, exactly. So overall, yeah.
The dinner, like, was just like, what is happening? And just, like, throwing this out and that out. Why are you here? And, like... freaking Ubah, like, right here, like that whole like
the car. Oh, I mean, Jenna did show her pubes.
Oh my god, that's a nice moment of levity.
It was, yes. And then the producers in the confessionals had a dry erase board for everyone.
It's like this. Like, I want a dry erase board too.
We could get one. We need to do something with this blank space now that there's not stockings here. We need to
put a picture of Taylor Swift.
No, blank space. I get you. Maybe we should hang these mugshot coasters up down here just to
they're better.
Showcase them better. We do need to move these chairs away and give some more depth.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll work on that this weekend. I keep saying that every weekend.
We always say we're going to
take the tree down.
Oh my goodness.
Tonight.
I am so tired of the tree. I loved the tree. Now I'm over the tree. I want the tree just like, but I want it to magically be taken down and I have to like physically put the ornaments away.
Well,
it's so tiring.
You put it in my head that I really want Sarah to see it now. Our friend Sarah is staying the night tomorrow night, and so I want her to come here and see it, and then we'll take it down. But for us to get it to the disposal site, we have to take it down.
We need to take it down, yeah. It's fine. Enough people have been impressed by this tree.
But it's a really impressive tree.
It's really great. It's great to see it in person and like have someone tell you how great it is, as if we like grew it ourselves.
True, very true.
It's like we do it for the Christmas spirit, but also for the praise.
Let's move on. So there's so much to move on and then back to. It's really crazy.
Yeah. Basically, I think we covered everything at the dinner.
Yeah.
And then they got to a good place, Erin and Jessel, but still Ubah and Brynn were like, oh, no, the freaking sprinter, where again, we break the fourth wall of like, you probably screwed somebody to get on the show.
Oh.
Like, why even say that? First of all, stop talking about the show.
Right.
Give us some illusion that you're not on a reality show. I don't need you to point it out. Also, it is pretty low to say. Like, no, it's just, there are other things you can say about Brynn and how horrible she is and not slut shame her.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely true. But I do think that Ubah does have kind of the right attitude in one regard of like, I got this job by being me, so don't try and get me to stop being me. Like, as much as I don't like, I don't agree with the way she was acting and like that she could have been participating more. She does have a point. Like, I'm being authentically me right now. Like,
well, then she should have said like, and you are manipulating things to make a moment,
right?
For this show,
right? Not
you slept with something to get on the show. That's where she lost me.
Right. I agree. Yeah. I agree as well.
Yeah.
But the same way that I think when Brynn was bringing up the point about, Jessel again, changing, she never really said to Jessel, like, you just changed a lot between the first season and this and now.
Yeah.
She said, like, you're just so obsessed with your image without saying you used to be one way and now you're this way. Like, so
right. She's trying not to break the fourth wall.
They're all kind of dancing around the thing, but yeah.
The thing of the show, which just says it. And like, I just need them, like, for next season, which hopefully there will be another next season, possibly with a different cast. Like, they need to like just be on board of not making us so aware that this is a show, because it makes it, and then it's like, why are we watching this?
Right.
Yeah.
That was interesting watching Dorinda on Watch What Happens Live say, when she's asked the question, like, do you feel like some people were better only friends to you on camera? She said, oh, the ones that I knew from before, we were seamless. But yeah, there were a couple that we were just, camera
friends.
Like,
for sure, she and Tinsley weren't actually friends outside of this, but yeah.
But I think what the difference is that I think even not just New York and Old New York, I just think with a lot of the casts, they always try to freeze the new girl out. And I think the Old New York, at least from everything that I saw of it, was always just like, we're here, join us, and they may not like the person that was there, but they weren't necessarily, they would wait for them to tie their own rope before they, hung them out to dry.
There are a few, for the most part, but there are a few before you started watching that, because someone was pointing out on one season how they were really mean to like a one and done girl.
Okay.
I wish them done.
And I take it back.
Yeah.
But can we just quickly? Jenna didn't really have anything other than her straight relaxed.
Not relaxed.
Pubes, right?
Yeah.
And then Racquel, up until the end, really didn't have much going on.
When Ubah
started like
shat on her beach.
Exactly. Almost. Yeah.
If I tell you this is like a special place for me and has so many great memories, even if it doesn't seem like that great to you, hold it inside.
Yeah.
That really bugged me about Ubah too.
Yeah. And like, that does bother me as well. It's like, especially if you're going on about how, you love this place. It'd be like if I'm like, this is the best food ever, and like, you have a bite of it, you're fine not to like it, and you're fine to express an opinion about it, but just don't be all like, oh my God, that tastes like shit, just
exactly.
Like, it's not, I'm glad you like it, I don't.
It's not for me, yeah, but I tried it, it's not for me. Not like your beach and your memories are bullshit, Racquel, because you brought me to the dirty, dirty beach.
And also, like, it's a beach. Like, it also, the parts that had the dirt on it wasn't the ocean. It was like water that was like running, like it was like low tide. The water was left over after the tide went out or something.
I don't get like everyone else. Didn't see anyone else like traversing water to get to that beach spot. So why did Ubah have to go a different way? Like where she jumped over something?
Yeah. And then also, if like America's Top Model taught me one thing, is that models have to do a lot of weird shit in a lot of weird places.
Yes.
So like you'd think that she'd be like, oh, okay, I'm fine with this. I'm gonna step in that water and like, you know. But she's like, oh no.
And the fact, like, it's one thing to be like, oh, not for me, but to be like, sigh. Do not get in that water. You will die of sepsis.
Something else, and for sure, yeah.
I mean, it was okay.
Sai, I really, 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 really want more of Sai.
Yes.
We got more of her this episode.
Yeah.
I think it was good. Her reactions are still priceless.
They're so good.
And they're subtle but good. But I think, I was saying while we were watching that, like, I think if we didn't have Ubah and we didn't have Brynn, which oddly I'm really enjoying Brynn this episode. Like, you asked me before Christmas, I would have been like, oh, get rid of Brynn. But I'm enjoying Brynn this episode. But like, I think they're sucking up all the oxygen. And so that whatever's left over, there's just not, like, the other women would have to be so over the top to get any screen time. But that's not who they necessarily are.
Right.
Like, even Jenna is just kind of getting little like asides, like, meh.
Totally, yes. Just like, yeah, I wouldn't have said that, or, oh, they laugh at my pubes, but like, and they're fun moments, but they're not.
Yeah,
she's not being given much because like Ubah and Brynn are just like attacking the scenery and chewing it up and spitting it out in each other's faces.
Right. And so I know that very few people have ever accused or said the following about the Housewives franchises in general. But I think that without this over the top of the two of them, the leftovers, the remaining women could be more nuanced. And I think that like what they would bring to the show might be more similar to what people are used to at New York, where there's some premise that is then followed up with delusional behavior. We're like, oh, we're going to go to do this. And then, we're going to maybe have a few too many drinks and we're going to talk. But with all this over the top and it's just they're trying to one up each other all the time. And I'm not liking it. I just think that if they allowed things to simmer a little bit more, then I think the really good stuff would bubble up to the top. So
yeah, you do wonder, like what would happen if the others weren't there, if any conflict would have I
don't think it would be a completely boring show. I mean, I could see in the back of my mind that like if everyone's already worried that what's going on now, I think what I'm saying is like this back and forth between Ubah and the unpredictability of Ubah and Brynn being likable one episode and not the next is just you don't feel invested. You don't want to get invested, so you end up writing it off. It gets boring.
Yeah.
So
that's
what I'm saying. But you suddenly got tired, it seems.
My eyes.
I know. I'm looking at your eyes and I'm like, they just glazed over.
Yeah, my eyes sometimes will get very tired. I don't know why.
Was I that boring?
No, not at all. I just suddenly am like, I don't know, maybe it's too warm or
it's too bright.
It might be too. I'm also should take off this hoodie.
Take that hoodie off.
Yeah, for continuity, I'm going to keep it on.
Because we're going to be intercutting with what? From now I'm just going to cut in a picture of you from a previous episode.
It's going to be like that scene in Pretty Woman where like the one scene she's eating a pancake and the next she's not. Something else.
I'm going to put a pancake in your hand too.
Oh my.
What? So the Ubah the next morning.
Yes.
Was I did like that Racquel and Jenna woke up and like, who is that? What is that?
Why is Ubah being so loud and like screaming? Oh no, she's not screaming at Sai, she's just screaming to Sai.
Yeah, Sai's just the beneficiary of it, is what Jenna said.
So she came back from the irrational of the night before to a very logical place of, this is how I operate. You get to choose your circle, and she's just not for me, and and all these points made sense. Also, her point to Sai of like, you need to tell Jessel you were talking about her. I don't like people talking about each other behind their backs. She was holding Sai accountable. Also very good. Where she went off was, and she didn't intentionally do it, but the whole cancer thing, it was like,
yeah. I mean, we talked about it. Like, I don't disagree with what she was saying about it, but read the room.
Yeah.
Obviously, she didn't know about.
But she knows about Erin's mom.
She knows about Erin's mom, but not about Erin's dad. So either way, it was insensitive. But the fact that it was doubly insensitive was really, really unfortunate. But at the same time, she did go back in and, try to make it right. She didn't just leave her to be like, and that's the thing is I feel like had it been after dark, Ubah would have been like, whatever, I'm just being me.
Ubah after dark.
Yeah. And then like, she can't take it. But, it seems like when she's fresh and awake in the morning, she's just so much more like up with love. And then at night, she just gets downright cranky.
Well, it's also been a long day of shooting, too, but still, you need to you need to talk to Jessel, control your image. She knows how to do it. But, I like that she went in and made it better with Ubah. I mean, it seemed like Erin. With Erin.
Yeah, with Erin. It seemed like Erin wasn't fully like, she was just going along to get along. Like, she wasn't fully like upset with her still, but she also wasn't fully over it, because then when Brynn came in,
it's funny because like those two who were shooting up the scenery and sucking the air out of the room had real moments with Erin, real friendship moments. Ubah and Erin, and then Brynn and Erin.
Yeah.
So I liked those two moments.
But I do agree with Brynn that, she does get along better with Erin. Like, I think Erin's more
because she doesn't glam like Jessel.
Right.
Sigh. Ooh, shade.
But that Erin has no glam. But I do think that scene between Brynn and Erin was really sweet.
Yes.
And, a little. I wonder if that's why she has another meaning for being mother, because she was being all mommy to Erin. It was a little what do they call it? Infantilizing the whole situation.
Yeah. Well, the whole like, you're okay. I'm gonna rub your leg.
But in a good way of Brynn being Brynn, she was kind of being jokey about it while also being like there for her and letting her know. And so I do think that was.
I like that version of her. Yeah.
Becky tried to do some Beckying.
She tried.
I like when she said, like, I tried to defend her, but nobody listens to me.
That was so good. She's like, I'm going to sit here and eat my dinner.
Yeah, that's some self-awareness. She's like, well, that ship has sailed.
That, and then like her like shark panic.
Oh,
sharks in lakes. There's sharks in my bathtub. There's sharks in this pool right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can agree with some of that. Jeff won't get into a lake because it's
bottomless.
It's not bottomless.
The city of Atlantis is down there. It is bottomless. I don't think there's sharks down there, but I'm like, I will not come back up. So
he can't see the bottom, so he won't go.
I won't go.
So I mean, that's similar. But I like that again. The way you own that. Becky just owns that too. Rebecca, I suppose, owns that. She's just like, okay, yeah, whatever. I
just called her Becky.
I don't like sharks. What was it that she said that Brynn was like, all right?
It was some like light shade towards Erin or towards Jessel or
yeah. It was good.
And then like so Jessel. Then I think the last thing is Jessel confronting Brynn, like, what are you talking about? And I've changed. And like Brynn like really backpedal, like, oh no, you're still a great friend,
Yeah, they really got out of that real quick.
Yeah,
it's goofy, but
no,
I liked it overall. I think the more and more we watch, I think Brynn and Ubah are kind of fizzling out for me. Which is sad because when we met Ubah at
nice.
She's so nice. I'm sure she's a wonderful person. I think the other thing that I'm picking up on is that maybe she's a little more buttoned up than we think she is. Because like when I didn't remember when it first aired, but she made a whole thing about showing the D pic of Abe. She's like, oh, if I showed Oliver's, like he'd dump me, or like he'd break up with me.
Done with me. Yeah.
Like, and it just seemed like such a kind of Chanel suit sort of Upper East Side sort of thing to be worried about.
Yeah.
And so
very traditional. I think maybe that.
Yeah, that's the word I think I'm thinking of. And so I don't know. And I think maybe as she is seeking to start a family, and what that may look like to her might be being more demure and no pun intended or no meme intended.
No meme intended.
So yeah, I mean, it's interesting, but I'd like to see the other women not have to compete, because I think right now they're like, well, we're just gonna sit and watch these two go at it. They're wound up, and
it was a lot of them sitting back and like, oh shit.
And then Erin steps in occasionally and goes, guys, well, whatever. And
then she gets mad, like, how dare you, Jessel?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, if you took away Brynn and Ubah and Rebecca, and next season was the 6 of them plus a new girl, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be good.
And I don't dislike, of course, and I mean, although Brynn has really annoyed me a lot of this season, but I don't want her to go, but I feel like she does suck a lot of the air out of the room, and so does Ubah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm kind of tired of you, and you're both butting heads. You're the problem. What if we take you away? You take away the slightly erratic person. I don't want to say erratic, because like unpredictable person,
right? And
you take away the shitster wannabe producer person, and the doesn't really need to be their Scientologist girl. And I think you have 6 people that I really like.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
It is 6. There's a 5. Did I do that math wrong?
I can't. There's 8 people. You're taking away 3. There'd be 5.
Yes.
It'd be 5. So you do. But you're saying add in a person.
Yeah, you need a new girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I don't like it just being the same 2 of them. I just want more. I don't need to repeat myself. I'm done. Are you done?
I'm done.
All right. Are you guys done? I was thinking I need to get a little cheat sheet to have up somewhere so we can actually start naming off our socials media and being like, oh, we're on
our socials media.
Yeah, our social media addresses.
Oh, you said like socials plural.
Yeah,
plural.
Like attorneys general. What?
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
The plural of attorney general is attorneys general.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I don't know that a plural of social media seems wrong.
our social media platforms.
Sure, okay.
Okay.
Although apparently TikTok just announced that they will shut down on the 19th unless the Supreme Court bails them out, which...
Wasn't that guy from Shark Tank trying to... I told you that.
Yeah. I just saw
but
that.
Still, like, even if he buys it, like, if the Supreme Court...
No, if he buys it, if China divests of it, even though the majority of it already is not owned by China,
right?
Or it's just a whole goofy.
Anyways, follow us on TikTok while you can. There's that lovely video of us trying those sprinkle cookies.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. And then get us on Instagram. That's probably where you'll find us the most. I think we're husbands watching there.
If you start typing in husband watching, you'll find us. That, and we're also on Facebook because we're old.
Yes, definitely. And it's linked Instagram.
We have an X, but we've never used it.
And we have a Blue Sky.
Oh, we do have a Blue Sky.
I haven't done anything.
I keep forgetting it's there. I'll just do something with Blue Sky. Okay.
So, and then follow us on YouTube. Follow us on wherever you're following us with your wherever you found the podcast, because we had
to educate friends who didn't know about us.
Yeah, we don't market ourselves enough because we don't want to be obnoxious in our personal life and be like, hey, have you heard our podcast? Hey, have you heard our podcast? Anyway, until next time.
Until next time.